afternoon, garden friends. As I stated, I am starting a new series to help inspire, motivate new gardeners or those that have just put it on the back end to let you know that you don't need tons of acreage to create beautiful spaces within your garden, to have those little special nooks that end up speaking to you and bringing you so much joy. So come along with me as I interview my first gardener and give you guys an opportunity to see what inspired her, the touches that she adds into her garden to make it her unique space. So come along with me. All right, garden friends, as I told you, this is an opportunity for you guys to be able to experience other gardeners' vision when it comes to designing their garden space. And like I said, this isn't about how much acreage you got. It is how you utilize it to create those beautiful spaces in your garden. So I'd like to introduce you guys to Deborah.
Yes.
And she is in Ohio. And as I told you guys, we were visiting, and I thought it would be such a wonderful opportunity for you guys to be able not only to meet Deborah, but understand her inspiration and then be able to see the amazing things in a short period of time that she has been able, to accomplish. So Deborah, tell us a little bit about, your garden journey with your property.
Well, I'm a novice and I love flowers. I love plants. I just love it. It just gives me a warm, happy feel. But I don't know anything about it. So I'm the type that at first I started off, and I'm still guilty of this, buying what I like, even though it might not fit in the area that I wanted to fit in. So trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that a lot with houses. I love them, but they don't like sun, and my yard is full of sun.
Mm-hmm.
So then I started doing a little bit of reading and looking at the tags and seeing what would fit where. Sometimes I removed the tags and forget what I bought. But again, it's trial and error. I don't really know what I'm doing. I've watched a lot of your videos. I got some pointers. Thank you very much. If it doesn't work, I take it out and try something.
Right.
So
yeah, and you know what? That's the thing about gardening. It is trial and error,
mm-hmm.
and as we were talking about earlier, pretty gets me in trouble
all the
time. Because it's like, oh, this would be idea, but also it helps teach you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the beauty of gardening is not only creating beautiful spaces but also learning.
Yes.
and adapting.
Adapting. Yes.
Just as well as plants have to adapt to the different zones.
Absolutely.
and what have you. We as gardeners,
mm-hmm.
if we want to be successful and continue to be successful, we have to be able, to maneuver.
Absolutely.
With the changing and climates. Because I know down in Georgia, we were 7B.
Okay.
For the whole time frame that I was down there. And then I think in 22, we went to 8A.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Now, gave me some additional choices,
mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, gardening, I like to push the envelope,
mm-hmm.
I like to test things out, and that had opened it up for me. So when you, purchased this, your home, what was the first thing that it was like, this is what I need to get done first?
So I thought the first thing I want to do is maybe beautify the front just to make it look like a home.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll work my way around. So slowly I've worked my way around the entire property, putting beds on the side, putting some in the front, putting some off center, off the front. Now I'm starting to focus on the backyard more so. And then just seeing what comes back well, what doesn't do well, replace a few here, replace a few there. So I'm getting there. It's a work in progress. Now I'm starting to see what isn't working and I need to maybe replace it. So that's where I am.
And I'll say this, because this was one thing that was recommended to me, especially moving from Ohio down to Georgia.
Yes.
And then messing with that clay. get a journal.
Oh.
Get a garden journal. And what that does is it allows you, number one, to keep track of what you got planted.
Okay.
Number two, whether or not it worked.
Right.
You know, and what that does is it gives you like a foundation of saying, okay, you know, I planted this azalea here. It's not blooming.
It's not.
What could be the possibility? And depending upon the type that you have, does it require full sun, part sun, or part shade? Okay. You know, and then that way, when things look off, you go back in your record. It's like, oh, okay, this is the reason. You know why? But I'll tell you guys, don't let her fool you. Okay, because when I end up showing you her garden, for someone that says she don't know what she's doing,
I really don't.
Her color combinations, her layering, her texture is ideal. And then
I learned some stuff from her. I did.
And then it isn't just about, you know, the flowers, how she has her area in sections and beautiful, you know, sitting areas. So I'm like really excited to be able to share Deborah's garden with you guys so that you too can get some inspiration. And as I was mentioning to Deborah earlier, everybody loves, you know, Laura from Garden Answer, and an inspiration that she ends up providing for folks.
Right.
But at the same time, you have to be willing to work with what you have so you can maintain that joy and then also manage it, because you don't want to sit here and garden and then end up not being able to manage it. That's the joy of it. You know, is to be able to envision what you want your garden area to look like, you know, because there's so many. You got the cottage garden, you got the you know, Zen garden. You know, I got my garden. That's how I look at it. It's things that speak to me, that move me, that give me that comfort.
Yeah.
And that's what gardening should be about.
I want to sit out in my yard and say, oh, this is relaxing.
Yeah. Well, you know, like I said, Deborah, a lot of this is to be able to showcase your garden to help inspire other individuals that
they can do it.
That they can do
if
it.
I can do it, they can do it.
And creating gorgeous spaces. So what I'd like us to do is let's take a walk around your garden.
All right.
Share with us what you've planted.
I might not know all of it.
And that's okay. That's okay. Because like I said, that's one of my struggles. I forget to label things. That's gardening. All right, so let's go ahead. You want to do like the front area first?
Sure.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. I think so. I see some right there. Okay.
Tell us a little bit about what you got in this garden.
Okay, so this garden, this is where I started. I started with this azalea and that azalea. And so I added, first I extended the bed, which is one line, curved it a little. I added the hostas, which I said I love, azalea, which should be blooming any minute now. These, I'm not sure what they are.
Which ones? The pink ones?
Yeah.
The pink flowers? Those are disanthemums.
Okay.
And if you end up cutting all of this dead stuff off, it will allow a new flush to come through. Okay. And then this ends up being, this is like a spreader. So it's
that's why I bought it.
Yeah. It ain't like a fast spreader, but it's still beautiful.
And those are what's the big bold things?
Oh, the hydrangeas?
Yeah.
So are those endless summers, or are they the Nikos, which are blue?
No, they're purple.
Okay. Yeah, they're endless. Then they're the endless summers.
So that was my first that I started planting when I first built the house. Mm-hmm. And then I added this. It was a dead tree right there. I pulled it out.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Planted it in honor of my mother. I planted it in July.
Oh,
and she
nice.
likes a weekly tree.
Oh, wait a minute. You left the tag on it, girl. So
I left the tag.
Okay, so what is this? Hold on. And you got it from Petitti's. I love them. Weeping cherry. Oh my God, this is going to be gorgeous, Deborah.
Good.
Oh, this is going to be gorgeous.
And then I just added this just probably a month ago. It's going to get purple and spread.
Okay.
Again, I don't know the name.
I don't think this is Okay, what is this? You know what, guys? I am going to post it because I know the ground cover because I have some in my yard that I just planted. Mine isn't this big, but I'll post the name of it up and then let you know what it is.
So my next one was this. It was trees here before with a lot of roots, and I couldn't really plant anything, so I just made like a rock garden.
Oh, nice.
And
nice.
then this is my sad hostess again. That's been too much sun. I was gonna buy an umbrella for her.
People do it all the time.
And then this was the next bed I added. Nothing was here. So past 2 years, I just been adding beds along the way.
Oh, those are boxwoods?
Yes.
Okay. Nice.
And then that's about it for the front.
Okay, well, you've accomplished a lot, you know.
And I just added the rocks. Edges.
Yeah.
They're pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Heavier
Oh, they look like it. It looks nice.
And then I always like to add some color.
Yeah.
Just some hanging baskets.
Like it.
But they're so pretty.
Yeah, they are. Those vibrant colors.
So hopefully I can keep the deer off of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I added some, they're the yellow, they come back every year.
Daffodils?
Let's go see.
Okay. Oh, these hosses are loving their lives, ain't they?
A little bit. They're a little too much sun. But this I got off Facebook Marketplace, and it was 1, and I cut it into 6. And all around my house, I made hosses.
Yeah,
so
nice.
I'm gonna plant these in the back.
Okay.
And then this was
daylilies.
daylilies.
Yes, love those. And if you every 2 years thin these guys out, you can get more free plants.
So it's been about 2 years.
Yeah, you can thin those out like in the fall.
In the fall? Okay.
Yep, thin them out.
All right. And they just take care of themselves.
Yes, they do.
Nothing to them.
Low maintenance. Love them.
Yes. So that's it.
So that's nice. Nice. You got a nice foundation that you have created for your garden areas. And I love like your little seating areas.
Yes.
That, like I said,
I have like stations.
Yes, no matter where you're at to be able to enjoy your garden.
I don't know much about fertilizer.
Okay, so azaleas, they start to bloom in, I'm thinking Georgia. So in Georgia, when they start to bloom, or right before they bloom, is when I use like rose tone, plant tone, tree tone, and all you're doing is sprinkling a little bit around the outskirts, and then just working it. And you only have to do it once a season, and what that'll end up doing is it'll help push out the green, give them the nutrition that they need because they've been in dormancy for the season. And then this helps them get a nice jump start going forward.
They don't really bloom for me in the spring, more so in the fall.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, those aren't encores. That we just read. So I would do some research in regards to that type.
I dug those up this spring, and I said I'm gonna give them one more season to see what they do.
Yeah.
Because they're just not adding to the bed. They just look.
And it'll be interesting to see how they end up. And this is the thing. There are so many times that we get frustrated thinking that it's not going to perform the way we think it should. But this is a reality. Yeah. Nature gonna do what nature gonna do. Okay? And we sometimes can end up being impatient. Yep. There are times like I have blue mystic salvia that was a perennial. Beautiful last year. That rascal didn't come back.
No.
All 3 of them didn't come back. And I'm like, I'm gonna dig you up. And I'm like, nope. This is a perennial. They didn't tell me. Yeah, and they didn't tell me if it was a biannual. Mm-hmm. I've never known a salvia to be one. So leave it and baby it and just do those extra steps. Yeah. And then if it don't, then yank it out.
So I'm going to give it one more chance and then I'm going to dig it up. Maybe put it somewhere else.
I so love this. I'm so all about, yeah, spaces that you can just enjoy your garden. Guys, look at this. We were just sitting underneath
So
there.
this is a work in progress again, still.
Okay.
I started off when I bought the house. It was just this one little piece of concrete. So I added the slab.
Okay.
Then I added the deck. Then I bought the furniture. Then I added the shed. Then I put in that little fire pit area over there. So none of this was here before.
So what are those in the pots there? Those pots?
That smells good. Lavender?
Are you kidding me?
It smelled so good. It was very purple about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
And it smelled beautiful.
Nice.
But
Nice.
Kind of died off now.
Okay.
So I added this over here. I don't like it. This is one of those trial and errors. I want something that's more flowery. So I think I'm going to dig that up and put it somewhere else.
Okay, so the Larapi is what this here is what you're gonna dig up? Okay.
I want to put something that's flowery, but I have a lot of rabbits there. So I don't know if they're gonna eat them. We'll see.
Rabbits, get in here!
Oh, they have a condo under my
Oh God,
my
that's
shed.
too funny. That's too funny.
They have a condo. They live underneath the shed. And then I just add some flowers. I bought some more impatiens, which don't do well in the sun, and here I am liking pretty again. I have too much sun back here. I'll figure out what to do. And I added this bed last spring.
Mm-hmm. I love your raised beds.
Give some color in front of the fence.
Mm-hmm.
Because my yard is just all fence.
Now, do you have anything that you are envisioning for this area?
Well, my daughter would like a pool.
Ah!
But, yeah, we're not doing that. That costs about $75,000.
Yeah.
Not yet. I do want to do some gardening and grow some vegetables.
Yeah.
Do some raised beds. And,
Yes.
And I want to put some shrubs maybe along that fence. Just
Okay.
to, add some more beauty. So that's next season.
Yep.
Your
what is the pink flowers? That is Aspria.
They do all kind of color changes.
Yeah.
And I added some more of those little things, but they're dying.
Okay.
Plus, I stepped on it. That didn't help.
Oh, nice.
So
very nice.
But back here, it was just all overgrown pine trees and dead trees and like this whole area, which I had cut down. So I was just trying to fill something in, but it's a lot of roots up under here. So it's hard to plant anything.
We so appreciate you sharing your garden inspiration with us. And, like I said, it is to let folks know that, number one, if you want to put the time and energy, you can create beauty. And nothing against those folks at higher, folks, But I do believe this way you create what speaks to you. And everybody can't envision that for you, So, Deborah, this is just absolutely gorgeous. Just like your wardrobe or your home decor, your garden should reflect you. And even the smallest space can shine, whether you are just getting started or a seasoned gardener. Well, thank you again for visiting Inspiring Garden Corner, and I look forward to you checking out my next video.